Hey, it's Chad White. You have reached tips for the broadcast musician. Tips on getting decent tone without getting screwed money-wise. You're not made of money, so don't let people treat you like you are. In the background, you're hearing a very forlorn kitty. Where are you? What's on your mind, little girl? Uh-huh. Anyway, coming to you live from the Fortress of Solitude, deep in the heart of the Amnesty International House of Pancakes. Gonna talk about cheap pedals again today. Got a few on what I call my geezer board that I wanted to go into a little more detail on. Oh, someone needs love. Good Norton. This is my Norton. She's nuts. I love her dearly. Norton and Trixie. Those are my girls. There's Trixie right there by the wall. Along with the poster I recently acquired. Let me show you that. Good girl. This will be added to my gallery eventually. The Great Wave, of course, classic Japanese art, with a special surprise guest. You know I love quality. You know I do. I just don't like to pay a lot for it. Hence the broadcast musician thing. So let's get to work, shall we? Tonight we're going to go ahead and skip the compressor. This is a Coco compressor, Coco perhaps. Got it for less than $17. Hell of a compressor. The switch is a little bit loose, like the spring is starting to go, but it still works beautifully. This is a nice compressor, but we're not going to go through it tonight. We're going to focus on this, the Donner Stylish Fuzz, which is allegedly a clone of what I believe is a Triangle Big Muff, which is the first generation one, the one that Electro Harmonics put out for about $110. This I got for, I believe, $22. This is a B-Box preamp by Mosky. I've heard some people pronounce it Mosky or Mosky. I'm pretty sure it's Mosky. This is, to the best of my knowledge, a knockoff of the Marshall Blues Breaker preamp. This is a fantastic pedal. I am ordering a second one so I can run them cascaded. This is the Blue Delay. It's just a normal analog type delay, digital, but analog filtering. I didn't demo this in my earlier one because I have to put this in with a special jack, or I have to do what I did with here, kind of move things around. This is not a modulation delay, unfortunately, but it is quite nice. This is a surprisingly good pedal. I mean, the sounds are incredible. This is the Donner Jet Modulation, or the Jet Convolution. Hang on. There we go. That's plugged in all the way. This is their knockoff, or their clone, or the what have you, their homage to the Electro Harmonics Electric Misters, and it is frickin' flawless. It even has the matrix, the filter, where you can just let it, just play with it, put it somewhere, put it wherever you want on the sine wave. Me, I don't care for that. I like the motion. I like a chorus that doesn't sound like it's going anywhere, but I like a slight bit of movement with a flange. And I realize a flange is just a variation on a chorus, but that's for someone that frankly has more of a background in this stuff than I do. I'm just a normal schmo that plays guitar and doesn't have a lot of money. So, we're going to focus first on this Bambino right here. The Stylish Fuzz. Hang on, please. I'm going to plug in. And we're back. All right. So we're going to go through the Stylish Fuzz first. We're going through its basic paces. I'm going to start with the way I typically have it played. I have the sustain all the way down, and I always did when I had my old Big Muff as well. With my Black Russian, it's much the same. Volume is cranked. In this case, I'm going to roll the highs down a bit, because I am running through a pretty bright amplifier. Let's get some schmutz. I don't know what that is. Okay, that's all right. The hum is courtesy of the P90s. What can you do? I'm going to put this down, with any luck, get a decent view. Hang on. Let's see, can I get it? Not great, but that's, oh well, oh well. Oh, by the way, basic clean tone. It is Let's see, which knockoff am I going into? Oh, nice. I'm going into the Vox AC30 model on my Viper. I'm kind of lazy. I'm doing this instead of my AC30 because it's already plugged in. A little bit of amplifier reverb. I'll get rid of that. And the delay as well. I want this to be bone dry. There we go. Now, here's the fuzz. Sustain all the way down, level up. Tone at about 10 o'clock. Kind of muddy. Let's try something here. Nah, still kind of muddy. Let's do what we can about that. That's a little more like it. The tone's at about noon. Once again is my Gibson Les Paul Special double cutaway blue stain, 2 P90s. A little bit noisier than I'm used to with the humbuckers, but it's a P90. What do you expect? Okay, here's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to put the volume down to noon. We'll put the sustain up to noon, and I'm going to put the tone up to noon. Hey, surprise! The volume level's down. So let's dime the, well, see, there it is again. Yeah, let's put the volume just a little higher. It's about 2 o'clock. That pretty much does what it's supposed to do. This is a big muff. It's a nice big muff to boot. I've had several big muffs. Had a couple of NYC reissues. Had a 1979 original with the tone boost, or tone defeat, I should say. Had the Germanium, big muff X, whatever the dual one was. It was okay. It wasn't particularly real big muff sound. And my personal favorite, my Black Russian, which I still have and still love. But I'd say I would have to give this the Diner Stylish Fuzz a real nice big smooch. I would have to say it is not quite up there with my Black Russian, but it's better than any American one I've ever had, except for my Black Russian. My original 79 was good, but it was buzzy as hell. I couldn't get a lot of control out of it unless I had the tone defeat on, which sounds kind of odd, but there you go. And when I turned it off, I could still hear a little tiny bit of buzz no matter what else I was doing. I got the same thing with my old MXR flanger. They weren't true bypass, so I would hear just a tiny bit of that sine wave, even if I had the MXR flanger turned off. And I had that little bit of buzz going then, a very faint fuzz, Green Acres fuzz version of whatever I was playing in the background. Very, very quiet. Now we're going to go on the B box next. Let me go ahead and pick this up so I can show you what I have it set on here. I'm going to start with everything 12 o'clock, actually. Let's do that. Start with everything at 12 o'clock. This is interesting. Two of the knobs on here, the bass knob and the treble knob, they have a detent where you can feel it click into place when you get to 12 o'clock. Gain and volume, smooth, nothing there. So we're going to try the 12 o'clock everything. Again, here's the clean tone. Pretty nice, I like it. Gain down about 9 o'clock. We'll put the volume up because I want to push the tubes. But it's going to sound like crap unless I roll down the treble. So the treble is also going down to 9 o'clock. Bass is staying put 12 o'clock. I'm going to move a little bit to minimize the hum. Even though if you're wireless, and I'm wireless, how you stand, especially with a single coil guitar, makes a huge difference. I've been playing for 44 years. I still have to remind myself of that. And I'm trying to avoid getting that sunlight there. Well, it's not sunlight, but you know what I mean. Just a bright light. Again, forget the sound quality. This is a microphone on a phone. What are you going to do? I'm going to do something else here. I'm going to dime the gain now and put the volume back to noon. Now, treble's mud. So I'm going to put the treble back up to noon. Clicks into place. Nice touch. Less than 20 bucks. I will buy a second one. I will chain them together in much the same way that I will sometimes cascade my two Les Pauls. I'll cascade my two tube screamers together. Let's try this in English, shall we? Okay. Or I will cascade my two badass overdrives, my two MXR badass overdrives. I'll cascade those together. Crank the gain, crank the level, put the gain all the way down. Mess the EQ, put the 100 hertz boost on both of them. It's a fantastic combination. And I lucked out. I asked around. I got a good deal on both of them, so I could afford to put them in together. There you go. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got everything dimed here. Let's see what happens with the... everything is on 12 o'clock except for the gain, which is completely dimed. Doesn't get overpowering, folks. It doesn't get overpowering. Cleans up like a dream. Volume is on 4. Volume's on 2.5. Yeah, there's a bathroom on the right. Okay, so let's work on this next one here. Next one, I'm going to bring this back over here for a second. We're going through the blue delay, which is a knockoff of the Mad Professor analog delay. It's actually not an analog delay. This is a digital delay with filtering to make it sound like an analog delay. Although with an analog delay, a real one like my old DM2, when you have the echoes drifting off, on an analog delay, each one is going to be successively less highs and a little muddier every time around. With a tape delay, you're usually going to lose lows with every successive repeat. So that's what you want to look for. Are they getting that right with the filtering? So let's go ahead and do this. I have it down here with the level all the way down. I'll tell you why. Because this has a little bit of a booster. Very subtle. It's more of a buffer. So if I have it with the level all the way down and I keep it on, it's kind of fun. It helps things out a bit, especially with the fuzz. It does warm up the fuzz nicely, even though there's no delay coming through. However, I'm going to fix that. Okay, let's see if I can do a little. I'm hoping I can do some dynadating though, so that's not an easy thing all the time, you know. Can I get this to? Oh, look! I can look at the pedals. Much more exciting. technique for you. Instant Albert Lee, just bring God-given talent, which tonight appears to have eluded me entirely. It's a basic delay. Very nice. If you can do the math in your head for dotted quarter notes, you're in like Flynn. Otherwise, it's just a delay. Nothing wrong with it. And I got it for 19 bucks. I was very fortunate on that one, I'll tell you right now. I also got my hands on a little Donner delay, which I got for 21 bucks. It was an analog delay. I got it as a gift to give to a friend, and I think it was a good gift. It was a hell of a delay, I'll tell you that right now. Next. Looky here. Here's what we're going through next. The Jet Convolution. Let's do this. This is another one where when you turn it on, everything else brightens up. Buffers things. I don't know why, but it does. True bypass, so when you turn it off, you don't notice the difference. It does. If your line's muddy before, it'll be muddy afterwards until you turn it on, at which point everything brightens up. Like I said, it's an Electro Harmonics and Electric Mistress. I'm going to go ahead and start. You know, maybe I should do the delay with it. Wave, can't you? Coming after me. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to slow down the wave considerably. I'm going to pretty much kill it. But I'm going to let the... There we go. We get a little oscillation going. Down to 12 o'clock, left the color at 3. Oh! Reminds me, I need to set up an appointment with my dentist. That went right through my skull is what that one did. Let's put them both down to 12. Shall we? Let's. I've noticed there's a lot of pedals, little mini pedals. The the pot doesn't seem to have a whole lot of effect until you're about 2/3 of the way up, at which point it kicks in like a mother. So with this one, the speed knob makes very little difference. Here it is all the way down. Ooh, pretty. Let me put it between the two here. There we go. Now, I'm going to put this up to about 10 o'clock. I'm not hearing it. Noon. A little something there. Very nice. Sure, if I run everything together, I could get a decent approximation of the tone, or at least the elements that were put together for the tone for a comfortably numb lead. Although obviously, I'm not the man to play it. I can play it, but I can't play it. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's try this. I'm going to go ahead and crank the speed. I want to hear some. I want to hear some oscillations, some modulation, I should say. Here we go. I have the rate knob at about 2 o'clock, 2:30. It finally kicks in about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Pedal, to say the least. Now, I will turn off the rate. I'm going to go into filter mode now. Let me show you real quick here. It's pretty simple stuff, but I'll show you how it's set up. This knob right here, filter / normal. Filter matrix mode is what it goes into. Look, makes no difference. Here's what makes all the difference. You get a variant on that sort of cocked wah sound if you want. Find a place. What? Jeez Louise, cat. I don't feed her or water her or groom her or anything. There we go. Here's where the magic begins, folks. Here's where the oscillation comes in. Why people would want this is beyond me, but it's there. Whoa! I did not know this would work. I did not know this had. Oh my God, let's try this again. Okay, now I know why people want this. Let's put that level up on the delay. Good way to drive the cats out of the room. I hadn't thought about that. This is a plus. Ooh, half steps. There it is. So we can get this in half steps, people. Probably considerably less, but I'm hearing clicking. I'm hearing it click cleanly from half step to half step. There we go. I get it to oscillate on the E. And this was the most expensive one of these type of pedals I bought. This I got for 26 bucks, and I griped about the price. Because I got spoiled, is why. Wow. Let's go back to the wave. A little more in range here, a little more of a Gilmore kind of thing. Ah, my goodness. So you can do a lot with these things. You seriously can, folks. You really can. Where's the... I never know. I never know where to look. I'm still learning. I'm still learning, people. Oh, so I'm supposed to look here. Okay, 25 minutes in, and I'm finally figuring out where I'm supposed to be looking. Okay. By the way, I have them all on. Once again, this has been Chad White, live, deep in the heart of the Amnesty International House of Pancakes, here in the Fortress of Solitude. Thanks for watching. Good night, and thanks for indulging me. Hope you learned something here. I hope I did. God, I hope I did. Yes, I did. Hey, oscillations. That's what I learned. Oh, cool. Pretty good day.